Hi guys, I have a word for someone, but this word may actually resonate with a bunch of people. It's just crazy how I want to just say something. Whatever you're doing, whether it's like social media, whether it's in your career, whether it's corporate, whether it's the medical field, whether it's the educational department, wherever you are, wherever you work, wherever you are, your purpose is, or wherever your career is, whatever you're doing, you're always gonna bump into people in your environment or in your type of work environment. You're always gonna bump into people who secretly want to compete with you. And here's the thing, you may not be looking at that or noticing that, but if you are a seer and if you are a prophet or you hear the voice of God, you're just anointed. You may not have a status or may not know your title in the kingdom, but you may just be anointed, right? And you're like, you don't miss things, like you notice things, right? When you notice things like that, when you're not a competitive person, you're just someone that stays in your lane, you're just someone that minds your business, and this stuff is brought to your attention or you notice it, like you literally notice it, whether someone tells you, whether you dreamt it, you saw a vision of it, or whether God told you, or whether you just noticed it in the environment you're in. Just continue to have that tunnel vision as to what it is that God needs you to do. Once you're aware of it, once you see it in a vision, once you see it in a dream, or once it's obvious in the physical, because when you're in a workplace environment and you have colleagues around you, sometimes you'll notice certain things and you may ignore it, but it's like in your face type of thing, right? When you're going through that stuff, do not let it consume you or get you to a place to where you're agreeing to play that game. You're agreeing to go back and forth. You're agreeing to compete. Don't even let it get you to that. Let me tell you why. When someone tries to compete with you, do you know what that means? That means that you're already doing something in your own lane. It just means you're already winning in your own lane without you even realizing it. If you were not winning, and what I mean by winning, I'm not talking about you're winning a game. What I'm talking about is you're in your own lane winning, as in like you're focusing on you, and because of that, you are prospering. As a result of you minding your business, you are prospering. And because you are focused in your own lane, once anyone tries to compete with you, all that means is that you're doing something right. You're doing something good. All that means is continue what it is you're doing. See, once you notice that, if you start to engage in it in a negative way, or you start to go back and forth, or you start looking and trying to figure out what you can do better and all of that stuff, you fed into the trap. Now you fed into the trap. Now the focus is taken off of what you're supposed to be doing. And now your focus is directed elsewhere. Do you get what I'm saying? And oftentimes people will purposely poke at you who are doing this. They will purposely poke at you because they want to go back and forth with you. So you may be in a workplace environment. You may not even be paying attention to all of that. And you may have gotten a vision of the very person. And God may have said, this person is, watch out for this person. Be careful. They're trying to steal your ideas. They're trying to steal things from you. Be careful of this person. Take heed. And now you know. So now that you got the warning, you may be looking only because you haven't noticed it before, but you're like, okay, let me see what God is talking about. And then you start to notice that they are stealing your stuff. They are doing everything just like you. They are trying to take your position, or they're talking badly about you, trying to make you look bad and uplift themselves. You start noticing all that. You know what I'm saying? But instead of actually going back and forth with them, and instead of actually feeding into it, now you're like, okay, let me just stay in my lane. Now I know to take heed, be cautious of this person. Now I'm not going to let them get me to that place where I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm stepping out of my lane, right? So continue to focus, because anytime someone tries to compete with you, it means that you're doing something right. If you are not doing anything right, they would not see you as a threat. They would not be trying to compete with you, or they wouldn't be trying to steal your spot or try to take your position. Whenever somebody is trying to do all of that, it means that you are doing amazing, okay? So don't even let anything like that discourage you. And don't even let that take you off of your focus, off of your path. You are where you are, or you are going to where you're going to be because you have stayed focused thus far, okay? Anyone that is doing what they're doing authentically, they don't have to do all that, right? Another thing is, some of you guys may notice that there's people that have more than you, but it's like they're trying to still take from you, or they don't want you to succeed, or it's like they're still trying to low-key compete with you, yet they have way more than you. They have way more than you. They may be more prosperous than you. They may have more success than you. They may have a lot more than you, but they're still trying to compete with you, or they're still trying to tear you down, or they're still trying to steal from you. And here's what it is. When that usually happens, all that means is that you have something they don't have. No matter how successful they are, no matter how much more money they have, no matter how much more followers they have, whatever it is, you have something very unique. It is your personality, your uniqueness, your anointing. That is something that people cannot take from you. When there's people that have more than you that are literally trying to poke at you, trust me, you have something they don't have, even if you don't recognize it. There's something within you that they don't have, that money cannot buy, that followers cannot give you. That, you get what I'm saying? There's a message that God gave me the other day. I think I told you guys, where fame cannot open your spiritual eyes. Fame cannot open your spiritual eyes. So it doesn't matter how much more someone has. There's people out there who are in the churches who they can preach up a storm, okay? They can preach up a storm. They know the Bible at the back of their hand, all of that. But when they see someone that you may not have nothing, and you just may be anointed, you may just be gifted in the spirit, they will see you as a threat. Even if you don't know the Bible, even if you can't preach a storm, the fact that you have something that person doesn't have, they will see you as a threat, and they will see you as competition, even if you're not trying to compete with them. Do you get where I'm coming from? So you have to remember something. Everyone is unique in their own way. Everyone is unique in their own way. No one is excluded. Everyone has some uniqueness within them. But whenever there is someone that is trying to compete with you, trying to steal your position, trying to take from you, whether they have more or not, all that means is that you are doing something right in your lane. You are doing something amazing. Just continue to do what it is that you are doing, because all that means is that you are prospering, okay? I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.